Hey guys, hi, hello, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Tassie P, and I have to say it's been quite a while. But if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're gonna be doing my makeup. I'm gonna show you how I go from this to this in literally 15 to 20 minutes. Anytime I want to do my makeup, I always go for simple makeup. So much have changed, and I'll show you in these pictures. This is a video I did a year ago. You can even see my face features that have changed because I have lost weight. However, my makeup was not, anything that I would recommend. This is a very recent video that I did, and this is my face now. So if you're interested to see how I do my makeup as a black girl, definitely stay tuned. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So first, I always start off by moisturizing my face, whatever type of makeup you're doing, but this is how I do my makeup. This is what I currently use, which is the Aveeno face cream. And what I've learned over the years is that with makeup, a little goes a far way. So you don't need a lot of product when you're doing your makeup. Next on the list, I will be using my makeup primer, which it is this from Hydro. As you can see, it's almost done. So that's the primer that I use. I highly recommend getting like a really good primer, and you just want to rub it all over your face. Always start with my brows. I believe that brows are the foundation of your face, and they take a little longer than blending all the other stuff. So I like to start with brows, get them out the way, and then do the rest of my makeup. And this is what I use to brush my brows up into the place that I want it. Also, something that I didn't talk about, I always shave my brows. Like, I always line them up just with like regular razor scissors that I get from Sephora or Winners or the beauty supply store. These are examples of what I use to do my brows. I go in with my Anastasia of Beverly Hills Brow Dip Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. Also, because of the shape of my eyebrows, I do go a little above my hair as well, just to give it a little thickness, not too much, especially if you have thinner eyebrows and you like your eyebrows that way. To keep it that way, just try to fill in the section where your hair is. I like to go just maybe like 1 millimeter above, just to make sure that it doesn't look too thin. This is what I am left with once I put my dip brow pomade on, and now I'm gonna go in with my concealer to conceal my brows to make sure everything will look good. Now the next thing I use for my concealer are Juvias Place Concealer.
But I ain't finished yet. Can I slide with you? Spend the night with you? Just let me write and you dripping from my signature. I feel like your body inspired my intentions. We left the squad hanging.
So something else that I do, I go in with my blending brush here, and I basically blend the makeup into my skin, and you can see I'm using a tapping motion to tap that into my skin. I go in with my foundation, and this is where I do the top of my brows, and this is where I'll just draw a faint line just above without getting closer to the eyebrow. So I start by doing that, and I'm blending it out as I go. As you can see, my foundation looks so close to my skin, and that's the reason I use it on the top of my brow, because you do want to have the brows looking a lot more natural at the top rather than too fake or too pasted. So now I'm left with a bulgier end, and I basically just come down. This is basically where you'll get the shape of your brows, because by doing this you can get a more curved brow, or you can get a more flat one. And I do that until I am satisfied. Then I go under with the same concealer, and I just meet the brow at the end. and that is my brow. You can see the front here looks a lot like, you know, natural, like I have not touched it as yet. And that is what you want to do. You can take your pencil or your thick and then you get that. Now I go back in with my blending brush and I'll basically blend the foundation into the brow as well as the concealer. And I'll blend everything out. Now that I am done with my brows, this is now where we're gonna do the face, and we're gonna be done in like 10 to 15 minutes. So the foundation that I use is the Nars foundation. This one I do believe is the matte one, so I'm really thankful. But I do have other foundations that, you know, if summer comes around and I do get darker, then I can use them. I love this foundation because it does not oxidize on me at any point in time. The foundation that I used before, which oxidized on me, like me look orange after 1 couple hours, is the MAC foundation. I also don't like using the other Nars foundation. I'll show you that one. This foundation that I'm using, it dries really fast because it is a matte foundation, so I'll highly recommend it. But once you find your perfect foundation, you want to go ahead and use that. Now, so if you're somebody who likes a little less makeup, then using a little less foundation is definitely, I would highly recommend. Not too much, doesn't give that heavy feeling, and for me, I can wear my makeup all day and not feel as if it's too much. Once that is done, I go in with my concealer. Again, I use this concealer, but very light and not a lot. This is all I use, and it's actually finishing, guys, so like there's not much in there for me to use. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm literally going to blend it all out. As you can see, when I'm blending my concealer, I start from the outer corners of my eyes and then go in. And whenever I'm doing my makeup, I don't wipe. I literally just tap. And this is the difference so far. Now I go in with my contour stick. I don't use this as much, like I don't use as much product as I used to before, so I use it very lightly. And if I find out, okay, maybe I need a little more, then I'll go in with my powder, but too much, not needed. Especially if you can't blend it out properly. I also do use some on my nose bridge area. Most of the time, I use it on my nose bridge area most of the time. Sometimes too, when you're blending, it can be that your concealer goes away. You can just do that and then blend it out. Now, something that I definitely make sure to do is go up and blend into and under the eyebrows, because this is what helps it to look a lot natural in terms of your contour. Now that my foundation, my concealer, my contour is all done, I start with my eyes. So generally I'll go back in, if it's more of a natural look, I'll go back in with the same concealer that I use. This, I sometimes use my eye primer, but I don't use it all the time because sometimes you want a more natural, and that one is very bright. It gives a very bright, like that's for when you want like eyeshadow and cut crease and stuff like that. But I do use it most of the time, but not all the time. So then all I do, I go in with my concealer and I literally just blend it out, blend it into the skin and blend it out. To me, eyeshadow is like a setting powder, and you don't have to use one that has color. You can literally use a very natural one. So for me, you can see that the most natural shade is practically done. Like, you can see the base, and yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do because all the other colors, I barely use colors anymore, which is crazy because order. So I'll go in like a very light one on the inner corners, then I'll go for a more nude one, a more natural one, a natural tone on the outer parts of my eyes. And if you want, you can go ahead and add something, you know, kind of like a little brown, a neutral brown or so on the outer corners. So if you want it to look very, very natural, you can literally just do that and add some lashes. If you want, I just add like a tiny bit, yeah, tiny bit of brown on my eyes, and you shouldn't even be able to tell that, hey, you know, she's wearing any eyeshadow. Or whatever mascara you use that is your favorite. And I just love to put mascara on top of my lashes, my top lashes, and then just a little bit on the bottom ones. Got this set of lash. Now what I love about this, you can see the difference in density as it starts from the top to the bottom. There's also different in terms of how the lashes are like designed, and I love it because for the very light ones at the top, I can wear that to church and people won't even know I have lashes on, or I can wear that to like a work outing and people will be like, hey, you got your lashes done, like, you know what I mean? That's what I love about this. I'm going to go with the middle one for today. Still subtle and simple, but you are gonna see how they make my makeup pop. Show you how I apply my lash. So I always use a tweezer. If you are better applying lash with your fingers, perfect. But yeah, I like to use a tweezer. I put the tweezer and the lash in the very, very center so that I can place it in the center of my eye. So you're gonna So once you apply it to the very center, then you can go out and bring the outer corners up and in and press them against the glue like so, so that they're firm. Then you want to take your fingers and press the lash against your own lash, and there you have it. That is how I apply my lashes. Now once I have my lips done, what I do to give it a more subtle look, I go in with my Sephora lipstick. This is a lipstick similar to the color before, but it's more creamy than the other one, so I go in and I add that, and again I blend it in. If I need more on the outer edge, that's when I use my Fenty, but the goal is to make sure that it doesn't look like it's not blended properly. If I find that, you know, I don't want to use my Fenty, then I use this Morphe pencil liner, and this one is called Trendsetter. Very similar to the Fenty Beauty lipstick, but I like the Fenty Beauty more because it's more creamy, so it blends nicer with my Sephora lipsticks. But this is just to help bring the brown back in. Now to the very final steps, and sometimes I do this before I do my lip. I go in with my Fenty setting powder. No, I'm not someone who leaves setting powder on my face to set. I literally just dab a small amount on my brush, like over and over, like maybe 3 times or 2 times over the same area, and I press it into my skin. For me, I feel like when you leave the setting powder on, it is, you know, bound to cause caking. And in this sense, I'm literally pressing the powder into the creamier makeup, which is the concealer, the foundation, everything. So I use my brush to lightly press it in. And then if I don't feel satisfied, I'll go over it once more to get that nice clean finish. If I feel like I want to bring that contour, the darker brown, back into my skin, that's when I'll go in and I'll take just a very tiny dab of this one and lightly blend it into my cheeks. Now once that is all done, I use my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and so guys, this is the final result. This is how I get my makeup to look subtle, simple, classy. And this makeup, I literally can wear it anywhere, whether it is, you know, out for something extravagant, my birthday, church, like every day. This is the makeup that I go for and I love it, and I switch it up based on my lashes. So if I want a more vibrant look, then I go for more bold lashes. If I want a more simple look, I go for very simple, like classy lashes. I would 100% encourage you as a black woman, just as a woman, to learn how to do your makeup. I think it is a skill asset that every woman should have, and you never know when it's gonna come in handy. Okay, it could literally be your birthday and the person who you have booked for your birthday switch up on you. You just draw out your makeup stuff and say, alright, watch. So I really hope this video was helpful. With that said, thank you so much for coming back to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.